of all of you being here in attendance to be able to give them a nice send-off. It's a very loving thing that you've done. And certainly it's a good thing whenever we see any of our brothers or sisters able to serve Jehovah in a broader capacity. And Joel is going to be going to Bethel, and we certainly are very proud of him that he'll be able to serve the brothers worldwide in this special work. Aren't we? So tonight, a few of the friends that he does have here, we would like to call upon to give some of their background, some sage-like words of wisdom to send them off with. And so there's a few here that have been in Jehovah's service for quite some time, and we'd like to ask if they could come and give some parting words. Hal, we'd like to ask you first if you could come up. Sorry, your wife's going to be here with us. We'd like to call upon Hal to give us some words of wisdom for us all, okay? Need some words.
Well, Joel, I guess the words I'd like to convey to you first is that we love you. And when you leave our congregation, you will leave a large hope. And you said to me, well, Hal, you know, it's like a glass of water. You take some water out of the glass, and pretty soon there's some water that will replace it. So there won't be a hole, but there will be. Because when you came into our congregation, and you had that nice, bright, cheery smile and warmth that was genuine. You know, you could tell people who are fake and those who are genuine. Everybody knows that when you smiled at them and when you encouraged them, and that you meant it. And so that sincerity, it will always be remembered. And so Bethel's gain is our loss. We want you to know that you will always be in our prayers. And thank you for loving us, for encouraging us, and for your example. You came into an area where, in other words, there are a lot of things that are distracting us, and sometimes if we don't center on spiritual things as often as we need to, we see you there. It didn't mean you didn't play sometimes, but you knew that this thing was about serving Jehovah. And everybody knew that you meant that. And so, thank you for coming into our lives. You will remain in our prayers, and we love you, and we pray that your odyssey at Bethel will be one that will be memorable. We have no doubt that it will be. Thank you.
Could you tell Joel something about what's helped you to keep your ship on course?
Yes, I will. You know, it's interesting. I just don't want to talk forever. I thought about that when I heard you ask that question. What's kept me serving Jehovah over the years? I guess mainly three things. First of all, I love Jehovah. You know, there's nothing that stands in the way of that. Sometimes, I think sometimes for some of us, maybe we love Jehovah through our parents, or we love Jehovah through an elder, or we love Jehovah through the organization. Now, all of these things are important things that form our spiritual infrastructure, but a personal relationship with Jehovah, one that when Jehovah is not just God, but Jehovah becomes almost like Dad. And that's what's kept me strong through the years. I came to the church when I was 16 years old. Just finished high school and started studying with Jehovah's Witnesses. And I had a love for God before I got involved with Jehovah's Witnesses. And as a Baptist, I was in Sunday school and taught Sunday school. And so I loved God even then. But when I became one of Jehovah's Witnesses, I found Jehovah and Jesus on a higher, deeper level than I had before. And that's kept me, and it's got me through the hard times. The fact that I knew that He cared for me. The other thing is that I have always tried to surround myself with good spiritual friends. Good spiritual friends. Now, some of us, we have various levels of spirituality in the church. And I've always had friends who were not particularly strong spiritually. but my closest friends were spiritual, who had no reservations about telling me I was going off to the left or to the right. And they would keep me strong. One person I studied with years ago, when I first came to the truth, his name was Frank Askew. Nobody here knows him. But Frank and I promised each other as teenagers when we came to the truth that if either one of us heard that the other one was not serving Jehovah, was faltering, that the one person would come and march the other person to the Kingdom Hall with a bat on his shoulder. So it's surrounding yourself with people who are not surface spiritual, but who are deep spiritual. But they're the ones who are going to keep you excited about the truth, involved in the truth, and not just around the truth. It's helped me. And you made the comment a while ago that when you came to our congregation, you wanted to room with somebody that was going to the meetings regularly. And so you picked Kevin, because you wanted somebody who was involved. Not somebody who would just play, but somebody who meant his spirituality meant something to him. And so you did that. And I think if you keep on doing that, make sure that your closest friends have a very good relationship with Jehovah. It'll keep you going through the good times and even in the hard times.
Thank you very much. I'd like to ask Dennis and Deanna Reed if you could come up. If you could tell us a little bit about your experiences, of course, with Jehovah's Service, and also, Deanna, how you've been able to stay married to
Sorry. Well, we had a wonderful experience back in the 1970s when we lived in Tiger down in St. Lucia, British West Indies, and it was an especially wonderful summer serve that spoke English because we thought our family was around the corner, and by the time we learned to speak another language, it would be here. So we lived here for
Deanna gave our background, and I was thinking in terms of Joel, I was thinking, did you hear the one about the new boy at Bethel? Stand-up comedy. No, but as far as Bethel's concerned, I was thinking applying that to what Deanna said, and being back at Bethel. I know there's a lot of them that have been here a lot of years at Bethel, but I've been back there a few times to work. And one thing I'll say about going to Bethel, whenever I was back there, I kept thinking, this is a great place to be. If I could only be here at Armageddon, this would be great. We'll leave my family out here. But it's such a wonderful experience. You'll never regret it. And that's what Deanna was alluding to, too. I think it's the fact that, like Paul said, you know how to get along with a lot, a little. And when you look over your life, even though the world makes more is better, materially speaking, you look back, the best time you ever had is when you're sacrificing for your own like that. So the point is, I can't think of a more wonderful undertaking than you're undertaking right now, because it's been so nice to see you come down here on your own and fend for yourself, get involved in the Pioneer Service, and now reach out for Bethel Service. And you're certainly making a wise decision, and you're humble blessing for us. So we want to encourage you. We really enjoy having the congregation here.
I don't know, there's so many beautiful single sisters in this audience. I'm sure you know.
I'll start off. I was baptized in the ancient year 1951. Mary was in witness in 1952, although we didn't know each other at the time. I was trying to think of some of the things that encouraged me, and I don't know really how big a factor it was, but something happened to me when I first started Pioneer when I was 18 years old. I took out my first territory of my own and went to the first door in that territory by myself. And something happened to me at that door that has never happened since. I got a kiss. And the lady was very sweet. She was way up in her 80s. And she thought this nice young man was doing such a good thing, talking about the Bible. So we do get unusual experiences in service. But speaking about Bethel service, I went to Bethel when I was 21. I had a talk with Joel last night about how that's a good thing to do when you're young, and there's a lot to learn. And like other brothers have mentioned, choosing our associates wisely is a very important part of being at Bethel. Not that there are not lots of good associates of all ages, but especially, I was telling Joel that I think what helped me a lot to grow up and learn many things was I like to associate with older brothers. And by older, I meant brothers in their 40s. Really, a lot older. And a lot of the things that I learned were from those close associations. I had a roommate who was about 20 years older than me for several years. He'd been at Bethel for 20 years. And a brother that I was in the congregation with, we used to travel back and forth in the subway together. We talked all the time. And I learned a lot about congregation organization, how to do things in the congregation from being with this very experienced brother. So I encourage Joel to not just stick with ones his own age, which is what we're inclined to do, but take advantage of the opportunities to get to know brothers who are older and to draw on their experience and their wisdom, because it really helps us to mature. So that's part of the story. Let's see what Mary can think of.
What's left? Well, I'm speechless, Joel. But I was thinking, when I first came in the truth, you wouldn't know it now, but I was very shy, very timid. I could barely say hello to anybody. However, my Bible teacher said, you have to go out in the service. Oh dear, I thought I'd die, but I didn't. And then she said, and when you go to meetings, you have to meet new people at every meeting. That was a requirement for me. So all down through the years, I've made that a goal. Anytime I go to a new congregation or a circuit assembly and blah, 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 meet so many people, make that a goal. And then when we were in the traveling work, I can't do that. I just can't do that. I'm shy.
Before we left.
What?
Before we left home.
What? I can't, and I'd always be like the anchor. I can't do it, I can't do it. However, people knew I could do it. Jehovah knew I could do it. And so I guess the point that I'm trying to make is when we have opportunities to grow in a theocratic way, to not let our imperfection say, I can't do it, but to rely on Jehovah and rely on the people who support you to forge ahead in your theocratic life. Amen.
Thank you. Now let's call the Edmonds up. Sorry. Could you please share with us a few of the things that have happened in your life?
Well, when I first joined the church, I was resurrection because I had lost a lot of my loved ones in death, and the idea of coming here in paradise sounded really wonderful. And so my husband had been a witness to when he was an amazing witness. He didn't tell me anything about Jehovah's Witnesses. He told me that he wanted me to meet some people, so I made dinner for him and be obedient wife. And they arrived from 6 o'clock until 2 in the morning. They told me everything about the truth. They told me all the bad things that I didn't do anymore. No smoking, no neighbor, holidays, that didn't bother me. That I'd have to preach. I didn't like that. And, but they also told me about the paradise church. And so I went to go that night for the first time in my life. I prayed to Jehovah. And I told him I wanted to live in paradise. I'm still looking forward to that. And that's kind of what's motivated me, I guess, all those years to and also, we've had many witnesses, thanks to my husband, kind of pushing me over there. We started the primary, he started the primary. And I always said, well, why can't I just be a good publisher? We have children. Can't we just be good parents and be a good publisher? And he said, no, we can do more than that. So that's kind of what pushed us.
I don't know what to add to that. We just had a real wonderful time in the truth. We both learned the truth in 1969. And we're very happy about the fact that we have our whole family in the truth. And that's probably the most wonderful thing that's happened to us. Let's see, the second best accomplishment that I've ever done in my life is to have a grandson. No, nothing to it. Yes, it was. But anyway, we're glad to be here where we are now, and we're glad that I'm glad I got to meet Joel. Can I talk about Bethel a little bit?
Please.
Give Joel some advice? Well, why don't you give him some advice first?
Well, make sure you get to know the name of your housekeeper.
like part of your allowance. That's going to hurt the most. Because if you make friends with your housekeeper and treat them with respect, the housekeeper knows a housekeeper who knows a housekeeper who knows Sister Jairus or someone like that. And if you get in good with them, you're okay. You're no wrong. But if you don't get in good with the housekeeper, you can do nothing right. Somehow they'll get you. So treat the housekeepers well. And let's see what else. Well, I don't feel like I have to tell you very much because you come by a lot of the qualities that are important in a Bethelite. And once in a while you hear people get invited to Bethel and you think, oh, brother. But when I found out that you got invited to Bethel, I thought, great, that's good. And we're very glad to see that you get to go. And you already have a lot of the qualities that you need there. I know you don't complain. You've had opportunities to complain, and I've watched you, and you don't complain when I know you could. And that's good, because at Bethel, nobody likes a complainer, especially if you're right. They'll really hate you then. And if you're wrong, you don't have any business complaining anyway. So, but I don't feel I have to really tell you that. I know you won't complain. And you'll be a new boy for a full year. And there's no way you're going to get out of doing some things that will embarrass you. You'll be embarrassed about. And they're just watching you. They want to make sure that you're going to adjust properly. Brother Karasak made a very good point about the association. Always remember that birds of a feather flock together. And there are a few characters there that they're just held around for another 30 or 60 days. And the only purpose that they have there is to see who Joel's going to hang around with. And but I think you have pretty good level of spirituality, and you'll see who the good guys are. And the majority of them really are good guys. You're going to spend your life now serving Jehovah well-focused. You're only going to wear one hat, which is kind of nice, because here where we live, you have to wear 2 or 3 hats. You have to make a living. You have to be a good publisher, and it's kind of like juggling. You're going to juggling that. But at Bethel, you're going to be able to just be focused on your assignment, and I think you'll really enjoy it. And it's the right thing to do. I'm really glad for you, and I wish that we could be going there too. When you get your vacation, come back and stay with us.
One final person I'd like to share here is I'd like to call the love of my life up to this stage. Come on. She's hiding. Bob. Come on, please. Please. we want to give some advice to Joel, my wife had the pleasure too of being in Bethel, and I wanted her to be able to share some thoughts in regard to Bethel life for Joel. So I want you to be able to give him some advice regarding that.
Don't go, Joel. I am so prepared. I didn't hear very much what was said because it was very noisy back there with the women. But for me, Bethel was a really huge part of my life. And no matter where you go, a million years from now, that part of your life will be very important to you. It has some really hard times, but it has some really wonderful times. And you'll meet a lot of people, and it's just a really neat experience. So I just think I'm just glad you're going because it's, like I said, a huge part of your life forever.
Something too, Joel, that is really important is that you see all these people that are here tonight are your friends. You're going on to a different stage. These will always be your friends, and you'll always cherish the memory of that. But you're going to be opening up a horizon by going to Bethel that is not available to you anywhere else in Jehovah's organization. Because there at Bethel you will meet people from all over the world. There in New York too, you'll meet people that are from different ethnic groups, different experiences you have with them. You'll be exposed to different personalities at Bethel in an intense situation. I always describe to people as, imagine right now if we locked all the doors right here, kept everybody in here, and you were living with everybody here. How would that be? Well, it's going to require adjustment. Sometimes it's difficult, sometimes it's good. But it requires maturity. It requires the ability to adjust to that, to be able to love people like Jesus did, and not expect something in return, but because of the sheer pleasure of serving your brothers. Because that's one thing you have at Bethel service, is that you know that everything that you're going to be doing there, whether it's cleaning toilets, or running a press, or behind a computer, or purchasing or shipping, whatever department a person is found in Bethel, whether you're milking the cows, it doesn't matter, because this is all tied into the much bigger picture of Jehovah's organization. But your humble service there is something that benefits everybody here. And you are the one who will determine whether it's good or bad. Because what you do there from an unselfish heart will be richly rewarded. And we're confident that you'll be able to do that. And perhaps someday you'll meet a fine lady like I was able to meet. In fact, I was put together with my wife by a circuit overseer. It was an arranged marriage. I was 16 years old. He picked 3 girls for me to marry. Mom was one. Then he was a rooming servant at a district convention. And he put me in her house. And then we got married when we were 23. So then we were called to Bethel. I was in Bethel. In fact, Walter was my circuit overseer when I was in Brooklyn Heights, there in Bethel. And that was a real pleasure. And then I left Bethel to get married, and we were called back. And my wife got to be in there in Bethel with me as well. And showing you how things can change is my wife was took care of the subscriptions for Central America. And then one day they came and tapped her on the shoulder and said, "You're going to be the beautician." And they made her the beautician on Watchtower Farm. And a nurse. I guess they figured if she slipped, she should be a nurse too. But the experiences you'll have there will be really rewarding. And you'll always have a fraternity, sort of, a camaraderie with your fellow Bethelites that will always last, no matter wherever you meet them. So you'll enjoy these times together. But one thing we ask is never forget the friends who love you. We have a few other
gathering last week in Bakersfield. We're getting the same responses in Bakersfield. That's very nice. And I'm just very pleased that my brother has the opportunity to go to Bethel and serve and help the priesthood. That's a very good thing. time I talk to him about the San Diego area, he always has a lot of good things to say about his brothers and sisters. So I just want to wish him the best. And it's going to be exciting times for him. But he always says he'll never miss you guys. He always brags on you guys. So I'm very happy for him. And everybody at Bakersfield is very happy for him. So I was thinking about, I don't want to get up on the stage because it's so hard to get up on the stage. It's like the most thing you fear. But through being a witness in our theocratic ministry school and the opportunities that we get to go out, I'm a shy person too, but by doing that, an organization teaches us how to read the Bible, preach to others, and learn how to talk to other people. I mean, we all can appreciate that. We all have this time that we can appreciate that we're going to know someone that's going to help further the ministry. So that's about all I have to say. And I'm glad to be here in San Diego. I live in Bakersfield. I'll be here for a couple of days to meet everybody. Everybody's been very gracious to me. It's a pleasure. But that's about it.
So now, in conclusion, is there anybody here that'd like to make a comment about Joe? Be nice. Any other just that, Jeff, like to come up here.
There we go. For the last 6 months of my life, I've had the experience of actually living with Joel. It's a very unique experience. Joel's a very unique guy. A lot of people say that guys are pretty much the same, but I'm here to bring an end to that myth, because Joel is a very unique and special individual. My background in the truth, I haven't even been baptized 2 years, year and a half, not even yet. Joel's one of the most spiritual guys that I have met in the truth yet. Being in La Jolla Hall, there's a lot of spiritual people there. But Joel is a very genuine and upstanding. When he told me he's filling out his application for Bethel, I was like, that guy is going to go. And he came to me about a month ago, and he had this look on his face, and I thought, what happened? And he's looking at me, he's just so happy because he got accepted at Bethel. And he told me I was the first person that he told. And I didn't know what to say. I was just blown away because Joel's going to Bethel. I mean, I lived with him for 6 months, and you get to know people, And now Joel has the opportunity to do what many of us in this audience would love to do, and say, oh, I wish I was going for it. I wish I was going. But out of this whole audience, I don't know everybody here, but I think out of this whole audience, Joel's the right guy to go. Because he's got that sincerity. You can tell when you meet him, when you're out in service. It might be a bad day, a rainy day, or whatever. Joel's always up. He's always happy. He never complains. And I just want to say to Joel, I know you're going to do such a good job there. You get used to getting up early in the morning. You'll have to. But yeah, like Dan said, a lot of us here, even people who aren't here, might not even know that you're going. But there's going to be a lot of people that are going to miss you. And anytime you need anything, just give any of us here a call. And we're there for you.
Is there anybody else? It's here. Now y'all don't all have to come up this way.
As a person who was born in the Pacific Beach congregation and has been here all 20 long years almost, I would say that I've seen a lot of people come and go. But I would say that Joel has certainly been an excellent example for us younger up-and-coming brothers in the congregation. He has always come to the meeting with a smile on his face, and he is certainly a very good friend. And I think that going back to Bethel is definitely a very good experience. And I've seen the application, and the first question, what is your name? I knew right then, it was not for me. It was just way too hard. So I'm glad that you managed to get past that and everything else. So I think he's definitely going to do well back there. He certainly deserves what Bethel has to offer him. And I think he has a lot to offer Bethel. And like Brother Francisco said, I'm probably spoke without the John that he's leaving behind. So I have to have a smile on my face. But we're definitely going to miss Joel, and I'm sure that all of you realize that, and that's why everybody's here. So have a good time. And I never tried an old Miller, so.
Joel, how's your smile?
I just watched Old Yeller. Well, I really appreciate everyone showing up, and even ones that weren't able to make it. I have some of the dearest friends, and it's remarkable, and I never want to take advantage of it. I want to take advantage of it, but I really always want to appreciate it, and I hope that I can show that with anything that I do. And I really, I just want to thank you guys. It's a real blessing to get to go, but I know that it's right for me right now. And I know many others are very jealous and are not able to go, but really, it's just serving Jehovah, your whole soul. And that's going to bring you through the tough times, the hard times, and things maybe you would like to do and you can't do, but it'll bring you and carry you through. I think one thing that will really always stick with me, and Brother Karasak told me, he's mentioned it before, but he said, always make the truth your vocation. And every other work that you do, that's your secular. And I thought, man, that's so good because it always keeps you focused on the truth is your vocation. No matter what happens, you never lose that job with Jehovah, and that's a real privilege. And I just would like to say a few stories because it's kind of interesting that I would never even give a talk because when I first started getting interested in truth, I was just really just didn't like it. I grew up in the truth pretty much. My dad wasn't a witness, but my mom always went to the meetings. But I decided, my mom always took me out in service, and I never wanted to talk to the door. So about 17 or 18, I started talking at the door, and I see these little ones, and they're talking at the door now. And just don't give up, because I wish I would have done that then. But I got a later start, but it's kind of a funny story because my brother and another brother were assigned to try to get me to talk at the door. And some of you probably heard this story, but it was funny. So me and my brother, and we kind of looked alike. So imagine these two guys coming to your door, and my brother said, "You got to talk to this door?" And I said, "No, I'm not." And he said, "Yeah, no, you're going to talk. So he knocks on the door, and the guy comes up, and he answers. My brother looks at me, and I look at my brother, I look at the guy, and he looks at us. Nothing happened. And he said, "Okay, I don't think so." I was so embarrassed, I thought, I gotta talk at the door. And one other time, I think there's, in everyone's life, you reach a time in the truth when you really make it your own. Even if you didn't grow, if you grew up in the truth, or even if you just came to the truth, you finally get that when it really sinks in, it really hits you. And it happened to me during the Revelation book for some odd reason, because I'm not a real intellectual. But the Revelation book, so I got the privilege to read it at the book study. And I've always struggled with reading in high school. Never read a book. I hated reading, And so I thought, well, I got to start, I want to start doing better. So I got the book study and I want to start reaching out. So I was going to read with emphasis. And I was reading in the Revelation and got to the part, and I was going to stress it, and I said, adversities, adversities, adversities. And it ended up being advertise. I've always enjoyed those two things, but it always put me into perspective because I hear so many nice things like tonight, and I really appreciate that. But I have my many faults, and those things like that really humble me to really work hard in Jehovah's service because we all have the potential, and everyone here has the potential. I'm getting the privilege to work at Bethel, but really, I know it's going to have its trials and tribulations, but I really feel for everyone out here that has to wear several hats, like Brother Emmett was saying, has to juggle because I know how hard it is, and it's very hard in the beach area. Many of my friends that aren't here tonight, I grew up with. Hopefully that they'll be with us again, but we've strayed off different ways, and I hope that nothing like that happens to you because it's difficult, especially young. You guys don't understand how difficult it can be in this city. I lived in Bakersfield, and it's an okay size town. I know everyone wants to make fun of it, but San Diego has a different type of trial on young people that I think older ones don't ever understand. If you especially weren't growing up here, so it's very difficult. Always remember the younger ones in the hall because it's difficult, and it's so good to see everyone here. And I know we all had our bad times, good times, but it's terrific that the young ones are in the truth, and it makes me really, really happy because that's one thing I hate to see is if anyone ever has to leave the truth for various reasons. But that's pretty much all I have to say, but I think I feel very honored, and I know that many of you people can be in the same position, but it's very honorable to be with all of you, and I'm going to meet new friends, but I'll never forget my friends. And the interesting was, I've been in this place before, and I've been here a little early, and there wasn't that many people, but when everyone's in here, it gives it a different feeling, and it has something better to me when everyone's here. Because this is a beautiful building, but it's nothing without you people, and I really appreciate that. And I hope to do my best, and I appreciate everyone's backing. It means a lot to me. Thank you.
Once again, friends, we're very happy that you could be here tonight. The pleasure of being in Jehovah's service is to be able to reflect toward each other some of the love that Jehovah so abundantly shows toward us. And so tonight, I hope you have a pleasant memory and that you'll be able to continue to keep in contact with Joel. You'll be encouraged to hear from you, and also send him food. One of the nicest things at Bethel was to get a package of food. And so if we can remember him in some little ways, I know that he'll appreciate that a great deal. But we still have some desserts left, and we can enjoy that together and conclude the evening. We appreciate your being.
Hi, Joel. Taylor, come on. I'll miss you. I just wanted to say I'll miss you very much, and so I'll miss you very much, and I hope you have a great time at Bethel.
please use the money wisely and help the society and all the other kingdom halls. Here's some advice for you. Don't be pessimistic on how many books you make, or how many magazines you produce. It's just how many witnesses you please. And that's all. Have a great time at Bethel. Nathan.
I didn't know how to say Bethel.
I know. What are you going to say?
Have a good time in Bethel. I can't have a good time
You going to say something, Nathan?
Yeah.
Okay, loud.
Joel. I don't want to say it.
Okay, maybe later.
Hey Joe, I just want to say have a good time in Bethel, and I'm going to miss you, and I'm sure everybody else is going to miss you. Just have a good time. Bye.
No, I don't want to say. Okay, first of all, I didn't know how to say pessimistic till I was 20. And Joel, we need tickets to the Yankees. Just call me and I'll hook you up with Retta. But have a good time and we love you. That's it.
Is it on? Okay. Joel, it's really nice meeting you. We're not better than you. Anyway, I'm just teasing. We're gonna come visit in June, so don't forget. And hope you're having fun. And anytime you ever need anything, you can just call. Or if you want to give something to me, you can just call. Okay, bye.
Love this guy. Do we not love this guy? Dan's the man. We're not talking about Joel.
Somebody was telling you you're leaving.
Bye, Joel. I miss you.
You should have let me know.
Okay, roll it.
Hey, cornball, Joel.
Well, let's see, I was trying to...
You miss your genius.
You're leaving a lot of real trees. Inspire us all. So let's say we're really going to miss you now. Take care.
Oh, it's already on. Sorry. Hey, Joel. It was great working with you, great knowing you, and I know you're going to do great in Bethel. And drop me a line. And I got my email address, so if you need to email me if you ever get on the computer department. So take care, Joel.
Wish you the best.
Oh, that? Joel, we're going to miss you terribly. You're leaving behind a lot of friends and that love you, and you're leaving behind your good example. And I was wondering why you're not taking anything. You know, I think you should take something with you, namely me. At any rate, I'll come and visit you, okay? So be sure to save a place for me. See you later. Have a happy forever. Hey, Joel. Joel, I want my games back. And I'll send you some money.
Hey, Joel, it's nice knowing you. Sorry I missed the party.
Joel, give me a call. I don't have email, so I can close or something. Give me a call at home. I think you know my number, 272-2369, just in case. And I know you have a lot of fun and a lot of people. We'll miss you a lot.
Joel, I really appreciate your honesty and sincerity, qualities that make a great stand-up comedian, and I'll miss it, and I really appreciate your help when I first moved out of my home, and that camaraderie that makes young people in San Diego stronger, saying it is true, and I think your Bethel type of witness. So, stay there for a long time.
It's on.
Okay, bye. Okay, thanks.
Huh?
That's what it is.
Video and sound.
Okay, Joel, I miss you. But thanks for playing.
bucket thing, so we're going to dinner tonight. So have a good trip, and send us some plane tickets and come
Good one.
I know.
Go.
Later, Joel. Have a good day.
See you, Joel. Thanks for being my Bible study. Wow.
Yeah, Joel. Thanks for always
You're up.
Joel, where am I looking? Where's the camera? Right there. Hey! We are going to miss you. You are the sweetest individual and the only brother I have ever considered to be good enough for Leslie. And I mean, that is high praise because I'm a tough mother. Anyway. I know you're going to do a good job back at Bethel. Have a great time. And you know, they eat good back at Bethel. I don't know why Rick keeps saying you need food packages. They eat better than we do. So we expect the next time we see you, you'll be a changed man and you'll now turn into a morning person. Anyway, we love you. Take care.
Great job up there.
This is for Joel.
Yeah, you did a great job, Dan. I really appreciate that. You said it all. Joel, have a good time. Skeeter and myself shaved our heads in the morning according to him.
Look out for Kenny and Lynn Schroyer and tell them we said hi.
Yeah, look out for them.
They're only about 150 miles away from where you're going to be, but look out for them.
Kenny and Lynn, where are they? Say hi to them.
They're in New York.
They're in New York. Ken and Lynn Schroyer. Look for them.
Joel, I hope you're very successful at Bethel. I know you will be. Say hello to everybody. Look out for Ken and Lynn Schroyer. They used to be in a home a long time ago. And they're there now. Say hi to them. They'll take care of you. Need food or anything.
Hold it.
So we say goodbye to Joel, right? Well, Joel, you know that you know that you mean very much to us. You happen to be my best friend. And when you leave, you know I tell you all the time that he's going to see this. Well, I tell him all the time, so. But I want you to know that I'm very proud of you, and I'm glad that you went to Bethel. You know that I would have nothing to do with you unless you did. And I will have nothing to do with you unless you go there and do what you know you need to do. And I'm very happy for you, and I will definitely miss you, but I'll come back and see you in July, and hopefully we'll still be friends, and that will be good.
My turn? We love you very much, Joel. You know we do. And me and Nico, Jessica, are going to miss you, but we're going to come visit. And we're going to email and write and everything else. It's going to be like you're still here. But we will miss you. We're very, very proud of you. We know that this is something that you wanted to do for a long time. And we're really happy for you that you're able to do it. And so you better call us as soon as you get there. That's it.
You're on.
Hey, Joel. I don't know what I'm going to say, but I'm on. So, we appreciate you being here in Pacific Beach. We're going to miss you. You were a lot of fun to live with, and I appreciate the fact that you always wanted to do this, and you're finally doing it. Took you a couple of years, but heck, I've never done it yet, and I'm way ahead of you. So, congratulations. Enjoy it. And keep in touch. Keep the emails coming, and we will see you hopefully soon. Oh, I'll see you in a couple months when I'm in New York. Out of here.
You're on.
Joel.
Hey, Joel, you're going to be missed.
Yeah, we're going to miss you, Joel.
But you're going to have a great time. You're going to meet so many people. You're going to have a wonderful time.
Great time. Legal sisters. Just kidding. Be careful, you end up like this, alright? I'm just kidding. No, it's all good, Joel. We're going to miss you, man. You know, and have a fun trip.
Maybe we'll get to come see you. That would be great.
Yeah, have pizza once again.
Hey Joel, you know, all that mushy stuff that everybody was saying, you know, it's kind of heart-wrenching. I was like getting all choked up listening to it. All that mush, forget it. The only one thing that was said that made a lot of sense to me is send food. So you let me know, you know, what your address is, because I know you're going to be hungry. And I want to be there for you, okay?
Well, Joel, we're going to miss you. I just came back and my brain sort of turned off because I forgot what happened was. I'm sure that you'll enjoy New York. You're going to have to work hard, but you'll be able to gain a lot from it. And that will be useful in the future.
Hey Joel, what's going on? Me and Nico saying one last goodbye on video. Probably watching this right now, crying and moping because you're a big baby and all. But Nico and I really miss you, and we'll hopefully soon be able to come to visit. If you do not come here for the International, have a blast, come stay with us. You got a place to crash, and we'll take care of whatever you need. And bring all your friends, and we'll try to line up some cute girls, you know, yes, anything else. But you want to say? Want to say something?
Peace.
Peace.
Okay, I want to say something. Hi Joel, I hope you're having a good time in Bethel, and I hope you got my last message that I sent you, and I hope you... Shut up. You joking. You're always cool no matter what. So this is Austin signing off, and have a great time at Bethel.
Hi, my name's Sarah. You know, it's kind of funny because you think of like all these things that you want to say, but like nothing really comes out. Can you hear me? Okay. Because everything's just kind of overwhelming, which I think you probably feel that way too. You know, kind of like where do you start? But it's been really a pleasure to be your friend and to be in your company. You've always made every situation really fun and something to look forward to. And it'll be difficult to find someone to fill that spot, but I think there's a lot of special people that you come to appreciate as well, that we can all probably maybe even get drawn closer because of you and your friendship with them. And what you said about the friends that you've lost along the way, that was like, I couldn't agree with you more. And I think the most special part of all that is watching people like yourself grow from it and becoming a spiritual person. People are listening. And that is what it's all about, watching your friends who didn't have it easy make it into a really beautiful life. And now you're listening to me, so now I really have to say something, which it's been real, and I look forward to coming out to New York and seeing you, and it'll never be the same. That's all I gotta say. I love you, and I'll miss you, and thanks for all the memories.
Okay. Rolling? Yep. Joel, I got a couple things to say. One, don't talk to anybody. Don't say anything, because you know what trouble you get yourself into. Secondly, don't, I think the DMV in New York is a little more stringent with the registration copy.